Hey, it's Diane from DianeHockman.com. How are you tonight? I'm just kind of chilling. And I wanted to share a story, not a story, whatever, my experience, at Disney World this past weekend. I did another video where I talked about ending up at Disney World by accident, sweet serendipity. But of course, as the marketer that I am, I cannot help but watch the marketing that goes on in a place like Disney World. It's really fascinating. So from the minute you arrive, okay, and the reason why I want to talk about this is because people love the sales process at Disney World. People love it. People want to be sold. Everybody is walking around with $27 ears on and $34 goofy hats on. Everybody's walking around with an $18 mug that they bought. Serious, I'm not kidding. Everybody is just thrilled and happy and skipping around. So I want to talk about permission and environments in which we give people permission to sell to us, and then how to create that for our own business. So I arrive at Disney World, I walk in the front door, I go to check in. There's a little bit of a line, but there's somebody that's coming out and assuring us, just welcoming us and assuring us that somebody will be right with us. It's very friendly. You get up there, they have everything all set. They give you a band, right? A magic band, they call it. And this wristband allows you not only to get into your room, but it allows you to buy things all over the Disney World property. You set up a little pin, you just go boop, and you can buy. Boop, you can buy. So first of all, the feeling that you don't have to take out your wallet is powerful. And I see this exist at certain resorts, all inclusive, stuff like that. Disney World cruise ships are like this as well. You don't have to, you just go boop and you can buy. So it's very powerful because it already gives someone the sense that money becomes surreal. Money is different in an environment like that. So the next thing happens is I go down to my room. And on the TV, a lot of hotels have, you can buy a movie or something. These hotels have multi channels of propaganda, sales propaganda. And there's some that are telling you the must-dos at the park, or, and then they're showing you all the restaurants. Then they're showing you other resorts, etc., and timeshares. So while you're sitting in your room and you're flipping through the channels, you're being sold on the Disney Vacation Club. You're being sold on upgrading your tickets to include the water parks. You're being sold on just a myriad of things. And that's before you've even stepped out into Disney World itself. Now, this particular trip, because I wasn't planning on going and I ended up there by accident, I didn't go in the parks. So I don't have observations about the parks, although I was there not this past year, the year before. So I could probably speak to it. But I went to Disney Springs, which is a shopping and entertainment complex. It's kind of like a big outdoor mall, but on steroids. And here there is stands everywhere where you can pick up a snack, you can pick up a cocktail, you can pick up a soda. They have high-end retail where you can spend your money. They have every kind of restaurant under the sun. They have a hot air balloon, literally, that you can go in. I didn't get over that way to find out how much it costs to go. They have themed restaurants that have pretty standard, chain restaurant type fare, but because like Rainforest Cafe and so on, they have one place where it's Irish music and Irish dancing, another place that it's the Rainforest Cafe and there's volcanoes going off. They have one place it's all Cuban themed. They have a bowling alley with an upscale menu that you can eat and bowl. They have a movie theater, a 24 movie theater. Inside the movie theater, you can eat in the movie theater. So the choices are incredibly extensive. Everything from a hot pretzel up to some very high-end cuisine. I mean, they have Morimoto there and some of the top chefs over there. And there's lots of entertainment, so it has a feeling of festivity, a feeling of joy, so that people are happily and gladly spending money. The place was packed. And I went on Saturday night, so yeah, things get packed on Saturday night, but I was also there on Sunday earlier in the day. It was packed. And people were buying like crazy. They were buying Legos, and they were buying, again, they have the biggest Disney store in the world there. And then when I was leaving, going back to the airport, there was also propaganda TVs on the coach. They give you free airport transportation. And I think it's funny because most people would think, well, gee, it costs them a lot to run the airport transportation. Well, actually, they give you're on the bus for like a half an hour, and they're feeding you sales marketing material. Having you captive for a half an hour watching their sales and marketing material, it's worth them bussing you. So what does this all mean to you? When we have a business in today's marketplace, what we want to constantly be doing is providing value. We hear that term all the time, educating, entertaining. The name of the game is to keep people with you long enough until they're ready to make a purchase. Okay. So the traditional methods would be to approach someone, invite someone, present to someone, get a yes or no. And that was a very traditional method, and it worked because people weren't terribly exposed to other options. And quite frankly, when Disney World started, Disney World had a completely different, it wasn't a one price gets in, you had to buy tickets. It was completely different because there was no competition. There was no Universal down the street. There was only one park. They didn't have all the things that they have now. So they had to change their marketing to get people to want to keep spending with them. And you need to change your marketing to get people to want to stay in your environment and to want to continually buy from you. Whether you've built a team and a network marketing company and you want to keep them on the product, upgrading them into more products and keep them on that auto ship month in and month out for years, or whether you're like me and you sell affiliate products or courses and different types of training and consulting, I need to keep people with me long enough to get them to spend enough money to, create that relationship that makes good business sense. So how do we do that? One, we want to have some type of initial thing that they can ask for, to opt in for, okay? Whether it's, for most people to give away me, I just offer a simple newsletter. If you go over to DianeHochman.com, you'll see it. I don't have a big report or a PDF or anything to download. I just tell them, put your name and email in, and so you get my newsletter. So I'm sending you out some good, helpful tips and so on and so forth. Inside of that newsletter, I'm entertaining, I'm writing interesting things, I'm telling story. Inside of that newsletter and inside of my environments out on social media, I'm continually adding value by doing a video like this and talking about selling environments, by writing pieces, by writing posts, by writing copy that's helpful to people. I do webinars, I do Facebook Lives, because my job is no longer just to generate a lead and present to them. My job is to keep them with me. We couldn't do that back in the day. Believe me, if we could have, we would have. And the minute we had things like autoresponders, I jumped on the idea of keeping people with me as long as possible. Follow up back in the day would be postcards or phone calls. Now we have this whole kind of universe that we can continually contact people with. So now instead of being able to contact people a couple times a year, we're able to contact people multiple times a day. Think about it. Instagram and Facebook stories, I can post them and people will watch them over and over and over. People will read more than one letter a day if you've developed the audience. And when you do this, you're creating the Disney World effect. You're creating the place where you can touch people over and over and over and show them something that they can potentially buy. It's just like being in, over at Disney Springs. I went in the Disney store. I didn't go in the sporting goods store. Like Armor All had a cool store and they had this thing where it would test your fitness and stuff. That didn't really interest me, so I didn't go in that store. I was interested in the Disney store. I was interested in, what else did I go in? I went in a couple different things. Point being is that I could walk around and I can pick and choose out of the things that were laid in front of me what it was that I was interested, that I wanted to check out. When you create environments, Facebook groups, using ManyChat, using an autoresponder, you create environments where people are being entertained, right? There's lots of music over there. There's lots of interesting stuff at Disney Springs. You hang out and you're entertained. And then there's places where I can walk over the threshold and walk into an environment where I can be sold. And I want to be sold. I wanted to go into that store. I wanted to go into that restaurant. I went to see Mary Poppins Returns. I wanted to see Mary Poppins. And I gladly paid inflated prices to go see that and be in that environment. And it felt good. Here's the end game. We'll wrap it up. Does your sales process feel good? Because if it feels good, people will let you put products and services in front of them over and over and over. And if it feels good, they will take out their wallet, take out their credit card, and they will buy. If it feels bad, if it feels too salesy, if it feels too hypey, if it feels like you're trying to close them, they're going to move away. This is almost 2020. We're in 2019 now. I don't know when you're going to see this video. It's almost 2020. Marketing has changed. And if you want to stay alive, you must change your mediums too. But I will say that it might sound like it's more work, but truthfully, it's a lot of fun. It's just a lot of fun posting and sharing and taking funny pictures. And I mean, last night I took a picture with a sweet potato. Don't ask, you had to be there. But it's a lot of fun and it's a lot more flexible. And for all you people out there that are working this around kids and jobs and everything else, it gives you the freedom and flexibility to do it around everything else you're doing. And that's the magic. So if you want more information, if there's anything I can help you with, go over to DianeHochman.com, put in your name and email. Definitely when you get the first email, feel free to hit reply, write me back. I will write you back. I absolutely will. And then also subscribe to the channel so you get all the videos and the updates that are coming out over here on YouTube. All right, I'll see you later. Take care.